Hey fabulous people, it's Hollis. I want to introduce myself as Hollis Taylor, and I identify as non-binary, or, well, in a political sense, and in a spiritual sense, I identify as a divine androgyne. All of us have a divine reason for being here. You're gender variant, and that means if you challenge gender roles, so that means if you're a drag king, a drag queen, or a drag performer, if you're non-binary, if you're transgender, if you're queer in any way, if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're bisexual, you challenge the gender roles. If you dress androgynous and you're gender fluid or you're questioning, you push gender roles. You challenge them. Thank goodness you do. We need you, you see. We, human race, needs you. Needs me, it needs you, it needs all of us gender variant people for a variety of reasons. And I have 8 reasons today. 8 reasons why gender variant people are important in the world. And the first reason is gender roles. Gender roles. Gender roles put people in boxes and expect people, male, female, people that are gender variant, non-binary, it doesn't matter who you are. We know that gender roles put us in a box and most of us don't fit. In fact, I think all of us don't really fit. All of us have a piece of us that challenges that. And gender variant people are here to teach all of humanity why gender roles are unnecessary and why they actually hurt us. They hurt us all. And on that note, I'll also say the second reason that gender variant people are so important in the world and important to human evolution is because we teach children it's okay to be different. Because if you grow up in this world, you have learned that being different can sometimes put you on the out. And children learn that too. But when we take gender variant people and put them in our community and celebrate them instead of shaming them or forcing them into the closet, we teach our children that it's okay to be different. We absolutely teach them that it's okay to be gender variant, it's okay to challenge gender roles, it's okay to be your authentic self. And thank goodness. Why do you think some people kill themselves? Why do you think some people take their own lives? Because they feel that they can't be themselves. And it starts in childhood. So in order to help our children grow up to be healthy, authentic beings, we must teach them it's okay to be different. And that is the second reason why gender variant people are important. And let me just quote one of my favorite people for the third reason. RuPaul says, "Honey, we're all born naked, and everything else is drag." And it is. Everything else is drag, because drag is a representation of how we put on our uniform, how we put on the hat of an executive with a tie and a suit, because now we're looking like an executive, or like a businesswoman, or like a non-binary person, or maybe you feel more like a woman, and so then you therefore dress more like what the world defines as a woman. I personally feel more androgynous, and so I try to make myself look as androgynous as possible. And so that is another reason why gender variant people are so important, because they remind us that underneath of our clothes We're all just human beings. The next reason that gender variant people are so important is because all of us need help understanding the other side. There are people that really identify with being masculine or feminine. And me, as a gender variant person, I've been through both. And many of you transgender people have too, right? I mean, we know what it feels like to be a woman or to be a man because we've worn both outfits. And so when we know that, as we age and become wise, we can offer wisdom to couples that are on both ends, that are trying to meet in the middle. That's why in many shamanistic groups and old tribes and in the history of many of our tribes, the person doing the marrying, the person uniting couples together was trans or was gender variant in some way. Why? Because they understood both sides, and so they were considered a vital part of the community and of the tribe because they held the importance of making peace, which is understanding. So regardless of what side what you were identified as a child, if you have been called to the path of gender variance, I assure you that something in your life is calling you to help bridge a gap, because that's what gender variant people do. We bridge gaps. That's why we're important. In community and in tribes need us. Why do you think they have to write a whole book? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And that's why they write that book. Because they have been missing us, the gender variant people in the middle, the ones that understand both sides. They need us. Step forward, my friends. The next reason, I've kind of mentioned it, that we serve a special role in the spiritual world. We are celebrated over and over again in ancient tribes. I know that the dominant religions ignore us right now, but I'm telling you that there is a spiritual path that is not only ancient but also in our future that will include gender variant people and include the importance of our energetic offerings. As a gender variant person, you have the ability to offer the perspective of all sides, of many sides, and maybe even the neutral side of nothing, of no gender. I know you people out there that identify as gender neutral. You also offer that beautiful wisdom. And that is another reason why gender variant people are needed in the spiritual community. We need you. And we need you to be conscious and authentic. We need your most authentic self. And another reason why gender variant people are so important is because we teach compassion. Now, the best way to get to compassion for a person you don't get, like you heard this, I don't get why they need gender neutral pronouns, right? You've heard people say that, right? And the best way to help that person get to compassion is to understand. And so compassion is harvested through understanding. So once gender variant people are more understood, the people, the allies that stand with us, they bring compassion. And they teach compassion, and they help bridge the gap between us and the haters, right? And so they're very important. So another reason that gender variant people are so important in the world is because we teach bravery. We teach that you can be brave and be yourself, even if you're not gender variant. I've heard many allies claim this, that by being around their more gender variant friends, that they are now able to be more authentically themselves, even if they're cisgender. They're cisgender, but they're more authentic in their binary. They're more authentically binary. And in that, they appreciate us because we teach them how to be brave and how to be 100% themselves. So by walking your authentic path, by being 100% you, even if that means being non-binary, even if that means asking for gender-neutral pronouns, you help others learn how to be brave. One more reason. I actually have two. I'm going to give you a bonus reason why gender variant people are super important in the world. The next reason that gender variant people are important in the world is because we help teach change. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the world to change. Please, gender variant people, all of you, anyone that's in the closet, anyone that's hiding something that is authentically them, bring it out. Because when you change, you are a direct example to others that need to change. And whether that means changing our government, changing our policies, or changing how we eat, or changing how we present ourselves in the world, we as gender variant people, especially gender fluid people are the type of people that change their gender from day to day and maybe even partway through the day. They may start out the day masculine and end the day feminine. And that's okay. And we, other people around them, can learn to harvest the lessons of fluidity and change. And on that small level, it can grow into bigger levels where we can change the way we handle the environment and change the way we live in harmony with each other. Now, wouldn't that be a blessing to all of us? And this is why gender variant people are incredibly important to the evolution of the human race. We need you. And so I'm going to offer you this last bonus. This is your bonus of why gender variant people are so important in the world. Your final answer is just this: diversity. If we haven't learned anything else from our experience with nature, of stepping out of balance with it, is that when we remove diversity, ask any farmer, when you remove diversity, you end up with a disaster. The crops don't grow. The trees don't survive. Something takes over. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We need diversity in our world. If we all look the same, we will explode. We must all embrace and harvest our authentic selves, because when we do that, we bring diversity into the world, and in diversity we can thrive. Not just survive, we can thrive. The human race as a whole can thrive because diversity supports that. And if you're not aware of that, I'm going to suggest you start a garden out back. And you'll learn exactly why diversity is so important. So my friends, all you fabulous gender variant people out there, if you know someone that's struggling right now, that's saying, I don't feel significant in the world because I'm gender variant, whatever that means for them, whether they're transgender, whether they're queer, whether they're non-binary, gender fluid, it doesn't matter. You are important in the world and we need you. Step forward. We love you. And find your tribe. And if you can't find it, message me. I'll help you find it. I'll aim you at it. My friends, I have an incredible story and I want to encourage you to check out my book. It's called Divine Androgyne. It's a sacred path for gender variant people. And this here is one of the videos that I would recommend that you help to validate yourself as a gender variant person. It must all start within, my friend. Thank you. Subscribe and like. More to come. Sorry, but I just swallowed a bug.
There's water right there.